Assalamualaikum, we are from Group 3 and we will present our analysis for Case 1 under the subject BKANK1013 Basic Accounting. So before we start our presentation, allow me to introduce our group members. So our group consists of 5 members, which we have Nurul Atira binti Azahar, Nur Diana Najwa binti Rusdi, Nurul Hairul Mahida binti Yanto, Chen Junping and Chan Jia Shun.
My name is Chan, so I will present the part A. Question 1. Reproduce an income statement for the year end 31 December 2024 for Eco Blue Lightning Sdn Bhd by showing the sales, total variable cost, total fixed cost, and net profit. This is the income statement for Eco Blue Lightning Sdn Bhd for the year end 31 December 2024. The amount for the sales revenue is 1,250,000. The total variable cost is 775,000, which the variable production cost is 625,000, and the sales commission with 12% is 150,000. For the total fixed cost, that amount is 270,000, which include the fixed manufacturing overhead 120,000, digital marketing 35,000, website maintenance 10,000, factory rental 30,000, administrative salaries 60,000, and utility and insurance 50,000. For the net operating income, we need to use the sales revenue to minus the total variable cost and total fixed cost, which is 1,250,000 minus 775,000 minus 270,000, and you will get the 205,000 as net operation income. For question 2, we will determine the following item. A. The sales price per unit of the product. We will need to use the total sales divided by the unit sold, which is 1,250,000 divided by 50,000, and we will get 25 ringgit. B. The total variable cost. That will equals to the variable production cost plus the sales commission, which is 625,000 plus 150,000, and we will get 775,000 ringgit. C. The variable cost per unit. That will equals to the total variable cost divided by the unit sold, which is 775,000 divided by 50,000, and we will get 15 ringgit and 50 cent. D. The variable cost COGS to sales price ratio equals to the variable production cost divided by the total sales, which is 625,000 divided by 1,250,000, which we get 50%. E. The total fixed cost equals to the fixed manufacturing overhead plus digital marketing plus website maintenance plus factory rental plus administrative salary plus utility and insurance, which is 120,000 plus 35,000 plus 10,000 plus 30,000 plus 60,000 plus 50,000, and we will get 270,000 ringgit. F. Contribution margin per unit. It will equals to the selling price per unit minus the variable cost per unit, which is 25 minus 50.50 ringgit, and we will get 9 ringgit 50 cent. G. The contribution margin ratio, that will equals to the contribution margin per unit divided by the selling price per unit, which is 9 ringgit 50 cent divided by 25, and we will get 38%. H. The break-even point in the unit, which equals to the total fixed cost divided by the contribution margin per unit, equals to 270,000 divided by 9 ringgit 50 cent, and we will get 38,421 units. For I, the break-even point in amount, that will equals to the break-even point in unit times with the selling price per unit, which equals to 28,421 units times with 25, that will equals to 710,525 ringgit. J. The net income to sales ratio, that will equals to the net income divided by the total sales, which means 205,000 divided by 1,250,000, that we get 60.4%.
So I will present for part B, scenario 1 and scenario 2. So scenario 1, target sales. Determine the quantity and amount of EcoGlow products the company must sell in 2025 to achieve a 28% net income to sales ratio while assuming all other cost structures remain unchanged. Okay, so the answer for scenario 1, variable production cost increase 4% is 650,000 ringgit. We got it from 625,000 ringgit times with 0.04, and variable production cost per unit 650,000 ringgit we divide with 50,000 units, and we got 13 ringgit per unit. And for sales commissions, 12% of sales equal 0.12s, and 0.12s we times with 25 and we got 3 ringgit. And for total variable cost per unit, 13 ringgit plus with 30 ringgit, 13 ringgit plus with 3 ringgit, and we got 16 ringgit. And for variable cost ratio, 16 we divide with 25 and we got 0.64. And for net income, the formula is sales minus total variable cost minus fixed cost. And for net income is 28% of sales. So it's equal to 0.28s, and 0.28s equal to s minus 0.64s minus 270,000, and 0.28s equal to 0.63s minus 270,000. 0.36s we got from 0.64s minus with 0.28s, and 2,000 270,000 equal to 0.08s, and sales which is equal to 270,000 divide with 0.08, and we got 3,375,000 ringgit. And required sales in units Q, the formula is number of units equal to total sales divided with selling price per unit. So Q, 3,375,000 we divide with 25 equal to 135,000 units. So EcoGlow will have to make total sales of 3,375,000 ringgit and sells 135,000 units to reach a net income to sales ratio of 28%. So in scenario 2, the company is limited to selling only 50,000 units. So we need to determine the new selling price per unit to still achieve the 28% net income, 28% target net income. Okay, so the answer for scenario 2, as we know, sales volume Q is 50,000 units, and net income to sales ratio target is 28%, and net P is new selling price per unit. And for total variable production cost, 650,000 ringgit, and sales commission, 12% of sales, 0.12 times with 50,000 times with P, and we got 6,000 P. And DVC, we have 650,000 plus 6,000 P. And for total fixed cost, we have 270,000 ringgit. And for net income, the formula is sales minus total variable cost and minus total fixed cost. So 0.28 times with 50,000 P, and we got 14,000 P. So 40,000 P equal to 50,000 P minus with 650,000 plus 6,000 P and minus with 270,000. So 50,000 P minus with 6,000 P and minus with 920,000. The 920,000 we got from 650,000 plus with 270,000, and so 14,000 P equal to 44,000 P minus with 920,000, and 44,000 P we got from 50,000 P minus with 6,000 P, and so we got 30,000. 30,000 equal 920,000. So the 30,000 we got from 44,000 P minus with 14,000 P. And for the final answer, P 920,000 we divide with 30,000, and the answer is 30 ringgit 67 cent per unit. So the new required price per unit is 30 ringgit 67 cent. However, this pricing strategy comes with several risks, such as first, pricing above market average, which in case if 30 ringgit 67 cents is higher than competitors' price, customers may choose cheaper alternatives. And second, elasticity of demand. In case the demand is price elastic, hiking the price will record a drop in the actual sales to below the 50,000 units. And third is competitor response. By increasing price in the market, the film will cause other films in the market to reduce their price, hence causing a price war which will reduce the profit margins in the whole industry. So to sum up, the selling price of 30 ringgit 67 cent must be achieved to meet the 28% profit target. However, this strategy is only suitable if EcoGlow Lighting Sdn Bhd has a competitive advantage in the market, such as product uniqueness, strong brand image, and in a niche market. Otherwise, the company should consider a more competitive alternative approach.
Hi everyone, my name is Nurdian Najwa binti Rusti. My metric number is 305175. Today, I will present the financial analysis for Scenario 3, which explores the impact of new marketing and cost-efficiency strategy for EcoGlow Lightning Sdn Bhd. So, the question for Scenario 3 is, in response to the anticipated raw material price hike, EcoGlow plans to aggressively invest in marketing and promotion to boost sales and improve its operational efficiency. For that purpose, the sales price will be 28 per unit and the sales commission will be increased to 16% total sales. In addition, this plan will increase the budgeted digital marketing costs while reducing other fixed costs. Thus, management anticipate an overall fixed cost reduction of 30% in 2025. The incentive is expected to boost additional sales by 100%. Compute the net income to ratio for this incentive. So, for scenario 3, we need to compute the net income to ratio for this incentive. So, this is the answer in pink box. We have an important point based on the question and previous answer. First, we need to find variable cost per unit. First, we calculate the updated variable cost per unit. The new variable production cost is 615,000 divided by the base 1500 unit, and we get 13 ringgit per unit. Next, the sales commission is increased to 60% of the new selling price, which is 28 ringgit. So, 60% will times with 28 ringgit, and we get 4 ringgit 48% per unit. Therefore, the total variable cost per unit is 30 ringgit plus with 40 ringgit 48 cent, and we get for variable cost per unit, which is 17 ringgit 48 cent. Second, we find the total revenue, with the incentive expected to boost by 100%. The company would sell 100 units instead of 15,000 units. So, the total revenue is calculated as 100 units times with 28 ringgit, and we get 2,800,000 ringgit for the total revenue. And third, we need to find the total variable cost. Now, we compute the total variable cost based on the update per unit figure. So 100,000 will times with the total variable cost, which is 17 ringgit 48 cent, and we get 1,748,000 ringgit for total variable cost. Next, we determine the contribution margin. So the total revenue, which is 2,1800,000 ringgit, will minus with the total variable cost, which is 1,748,000 ringgit, and we get 1,052 ringgit. This margin will be used to cover the fixed cost and generate profit. Fifth, we need to find net income. The company also plans to reduce fixed cost by 13%. So the original and previous fixed cost is 217,000. So the company reduced fixed cost. We need to calculate the original fixed cost with times with 17%. So we get 189,000 ringgit. Now we calculate the net income. Contribution margin will minus with the fixed cost. So 1,052 million will minus 118,000 ringgit, and we get 863,000 for net income. And last part, we need to find the net income to sales ratio, which is the formula is net income divided with the total revenue, and we times with 100. So the net income is 863,000 ringgit. We divide with 2,800,000 ringgit and times 100%, and we get 13.82%. So, in conclusion, in scenario 3, the company expects to double its sales volume to 100 units, that the company achieve a net income which is 863,000 ringgit, and reach a net income to sales ratio of 13.82%, which is the higher than the target of 28%. That's all from me.
Next, scenario 4 is about product enhancement plan. EcoGrow plan to upgrade its EcoBright loan with a smart home integration. This plan will increase COGS variable to sale return to 50%, inclusive of 4% raw material price increase. Increase a digital marketing expenses by 30%, and expected to boost sales volume by 150%. So we need to elaborate whether this plan will help company meet or exceed its 2025 target. Next, let us begin with financial analysis. Firstly, the original sales volume was 15,000 units. With a 150% increase, the new sales volume become 125,000 units. At a selling price of 25 ringgit per unit, the total projected sales revenue is 3125,000. Next, the variable costs are calculated based on the 55% variable to sales ratio. So, 55% of 3125,000 result in 1781250 in a total variable cost. Now, we go to the fixed cost. Originally, the total fixed cost was 270,000, including 35,000 for a digital marketing. With a 30% increase in the marketing expenses, the new digital marketing cost become 45,500, and the total revenue fixed cost add up to 280,500. Next, to calculate net income, we subtract with the variable and the fixed cost from a total revenue. So, from 312,500 minus 1781250 and 280,500 gives us a net income of 1063250. Finally, the net income to sales ratio is calculated by dividing the net income by total revenue, which is 1063250 divided by 312,500 give a ratio of 34.02%. So based on this analysis, we can clearly conduct that the smart home integration plan will help EcoGrow exceed its 25 target of a 28% net income to sales ratio. The company is projected to accrue a healthy 34.02%, indicating strong prosperity under this plan.
Hi, I'm Junbi, and I'm going to continue to our scenario 5, which is sales force restructuring. So the question given is, sales agents are requesting the commission to increase to 18%. The increase in sales commission is expected to boost sales by 50% in 2025. Alternatively, management is considering replacing them with in-house sales staff. The requirements for considering the latter option includes hire 8 full-time sales representatives, and the monthly salary is 1,700 ringgit per month, and the commission is 4% of total sales. So employing in-house sales staff is expected to increase sales by 70% in 2025. Compare both options provided and recommended the most cost-effective and scalable approach. So let's look on our answers. For the option 1 is that increase commission to 18%. So here we get the new commission is 18%, and for our sales unit are expected to increase 50%. So we times the 50,000 units with the 150%, and we can get 75,000 units. And for our variable cost per unit is that 650,000 ringgit divided with 50,000 units times with 1.04, and plus our 18% of commission times with 25 ringgit. So the final answer we can get is 18 ringgit and 2 cents. For our contribution margin per unit, so it's 25 ringgit minus with 18 ringgit 2 cents, and we can get 6 ringgit and 98 cents. And for our net income, 75,000 units times with 6 ringgit 98 cents, and minus with our fixed cost, which is 270,000. So the final answers we can get is 253,500 ringgit. And comes to our net income to sales ratio, which is 253,500 ringgit. We divide with 75,000 times with 25 ringgit. So we can get the ratio is 13.52%. So comes to our option 2, which is in-house sales team. And the first thing is our fixed cost has been increased because we have 8 employees, and we times the monthly salary, which is 1,700 ringgit, we times with 12 months. So we can get 163,200 ringgit. And for our new total fixed cost is 270,000, we plus with 163,200 ringgit. So we can get 433 ringgit and 433,200 ringgit. And for our new commission is 4% of sales, and our sales unit are expected to increase 70%. So we are using the same formula, and our final unit will be 85,000 units. And for our variable cost per unit, 13 ringgit 52 cents, we plus with 4% commission times 25 ringgit. So we can get 14 ringgit 52 cents. For our contribution margin per unit, 25 ringgit minus with 14 ringgit 52 cents, and we can get 10 ringgit 48 cents. And next, our net income is 85,000 units. We times with 10 ringgit 48 cents, and minus our total fixed cost for 433,200 ringgit. So here we can get 457,600 ringgit, and our net income to sales ratio, 457,600 divide with 85,000 times 25 ringgit. So we can get 21.53%. And for our recommendation, the in-house sales team option are better than increased commission. So as a result, 21.53% versus with 13.52% ratio. And it is more scalable for future growth. And here comes to our final strategy recommendation. The question given is, provide the company's management with recommendations for the best strategies to be implemented in 2025 to boost its performance and increase its competitiveness in the market. Let's look at our recommendations. So the first one I will give is to implement scenario 3's marketing strategy because it can achieve the highest profitability ratio. And second, it can leverage digital marketing in a cost-efficient manner. And the third, it maintains the reasonable pricing for customer. So for our second recommendation is to gradually transition to an in-house sales team. So the first point is to reduce long-term commission costs. And the second is to gain more control over sales operation. And third is to allow for better scaling. And for our third one, which is selectively implement product enhancement. And it only be used when the market research confirm strong demands for smart home features. As this option alone, it doesn't meet the 28% target.